that may be a little unfair, but he certainly was perceived as a nearly man who was a little bit wishy-washy or flip-floppy, as Annie Lemster said. And this idea that he is reinvigorated, he's a man reborn.
Watch a metropolitan broadcaster interrupt and talk over a caller who's making a straightforward point about why Labour needs to take reform seriously. The host doesn't just disagree, he sneers. He calls the caller's observation shallow. He changes the subject. But here's the thing. Everything the caller said is backed by the actual polling and the actual lived experience of millions of voters the Labour Party just lost. By the end of this clip, the broadcaster is essentially agreeing with him. You're about to watch someone get talked down to for being right.
Viewpoint.
You're very welcome.
I'm absolutely delighted that Andy Burnham's coming into this. And can I just make an important point before? I think this is much wider.
Well, before you make an unimportant point.
Well, I mean, I could just sit here and tell you why I think Andy Burnham's great, but
do that,
I just want to put it into some historical significance,
yes.
Because I believe he's the only person they've got in the Labour Party who really will have the abilities and the skills to take on Farage and reform.
Right.
I mean, he is the most popular.
By some distance.
Nationally, he's coming out in the polls as the most popular. He's ran Manchester. He's had 3 big wins in Manchester, and he's managed to get loads of non-Labour voters. And he's not called the King of the North for nothing. But can I make another point? Because I know you might want to talk about Andy later in the programme, but
no, do what you want. It's your show as much as mine, Peter. Fill your boots.
I genuinely think that he's got a wider grasp of what's happening in Britain today.
Okay.
In the sense that 80% of people didn't vote Labour last week, and he knows this north-south gap probably a lot more than possibly the London-led part of the Labour Party. And I'm down here in the southeast, so I know how different it is and how comfortable it is in many ways, in the sense that a lot of people in those areas which voted for Farage and reform are experiencing, quite serious cost of living issues. Now, I think Burnham gets all those things. He understands the difference, the gap. And did you know he went to Cambridge University when he was very young, obviously?
Yes.
And he said then that he recognised the gap. Obviously, at Cambridge, he learnt his literary skills. I think he did literature.
He did. And one of his first jobs was in Brentford, actually, while we're swapping Andy Burnham facts.
Oh, right.
My neck of the woods. So, I mean, he does have a foot at both ends of the country, doesn't he? And I don't know why I think that's important. I said yesterday it's my most shallow political opinion at the moment, but I think a Labour Party with a northern accent goes into the next general election on a better footing than a Labour Party with an accent like mine. I just do. I don't know why. I'm probably talking gibberish, but I just feel it in my water.
I think you're right. I think, I wouldn't want to denigrate Keir too much, because he has done some really great stuff, but I think it has been a very much a London-led Labour Party.
And tin-eared when it comes to tackling some of the issues that you describe, and alienating traditional supporters by trying to sort of do a reform light on some issues without being honest about what the impacts of plummeting legal immigration are going to be. Why is he? I mean, because he was a bit of a joke when he left Westminster. He wasn't. I mean, that may be a little unfair, but he certainly was perceived as a nearly man who was a little bit wishy-washy or flip-floppy, as Annie Lemster said. And this idea that he is reinvigorated, he's a man reborn.
So, let's be clear what happened here. A caller made a basic, defensible point. Andy Burnham understands regional Britain better than the London metropolitan set running Labour. The broadcaster's response? Sneer, interrupt, admit it's shallow, and then spend the next 2 minutes validating every single thing the caller said. He agrees Labour is London-led. He agrees they've been tin-eared on the issues driving reform voters. He agrees the party is alienating traditional supporters. And yet the caller is the one made to feel stupid for noticing. This is the bubble in real time. Millions of people watched reforms surge in their communities while London-based Labour strategists dismissed them. The caller sees it. The broadcaster sees it. But only one of them treats the voter like they're crazy for pointing it out. Tell me I'm wrong. Where's the lie in what that caller said?